Set back to number one, nice piano on the top. You know, I had a friend called round the other day. He just bought himself one of these all singing, all dancing keyboards, covered in buttons, loads of sounds, most of which he never needed and couldn't understand anyway. He heard me playing this. He was impressed with the split keyboard. But he said, Pete, he said, hey, how many piano sounds do you have on this? And I said, you know, on the RS600, I've never counted. I said, I think there's about 20, just over 20 odd. I said, I tell you what, let's have a look. And I pushed the button and brought in this famous screen, our information screen, where we can scroll through and see there's a grand piano, bright piano, electric grand, honky tonk, electric piano 1, soft piano. There's quite a few. It goes up to about 8. And then if you push the extra sounds, you've got grand piano 1, warm grand piano, mellow grand. There's a lot of pianos, bright piano. I reckon it adds up to about 21, 22 therealls. Is that all? He said. Oh, he said, I've got loads and loads. I said, well, so have I. If we use the screen itself to alter the sounds and to create new pianos. He was impressed with that. And I'll show you what I showed him and see if you're impressed as well. I reckon we can present probably 100 odd pianos by just creating our own. So simply, come over the screen and I'll show you how to alter the piano sounds. In a very special way. Come over the screen. So now you remember our famous information screen from the last video. Well, we've got things on here that we can do, quite exciting things. There's the grand piano. I pushed the upper voice number 1 to show what we have. We could alter that instantly just by turning the wheel or by using the data. There's me honky tonk. But let's take it back down, 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 down. Take it back to what it was, which is the ordinary grand piano. Now, do you remember what we do? We push the item page to scroll along the screen. First of all, we can adjust the volume if we want. We can adjust the panning, which is send the piano to the left or to the right. We can adjust the tuning, we'll do that later. And we can adjust the octave. So instead of having the piano there, we can take it down an octave, or take it down an octave more. Or we could take it up. So you've got a full-size keyboard when you think about all the octaves that you can shift. But we're not concerned with that. We're going to go right down to the end. We've got the release. Do you remember the release where we can add the extra sustain? But we don't want to do that. Let's put that back to the standard one, which I think it's 64 thereabouts. Let's go on to the next page. Keep pushing, push. We've got vibrato. We're not bothered about vibrato yet because we want to just adjust the piano. Here's the important one, that one, cut frequency. And what that does, that adjusts the frequency, it like adjusts the treble and the bass to create dozens and dozens of different pianos. So let's go bright. We'll push the plus until it goes up. We're on 62 at the moment. I'm going to push the plus and raise it. Listen to my piano. This is the grand piano. It's going to change from a grand piano when I push the right button. There we go, 62. Push the data switch. I got it wrong. Push the data switch there to raise it up. There we go, and it becomes a very bright piano. Let's use the wheel, it's quicker. We'll turn it round. See what I'm doing? See, it's going down now. Let's go back. I think it was at 64. That was the ordinary, what do they call it, default. Let's go down to the other side, anti-clockwise. Oh, that's a really mellow electric piano. Now you see there, that's at 31. Cut frequency is the one that you're adjusting. We're taking the cut frequency down to bring out the mellow side of the harmonies, of the frequencies. So now let's go, hey, let's be exciting. Let's go on to the, what have we got? The release. We can give it a bit of extra sustain. Very ethereal sound. It's almost like a harp, but it's still a piano, electric piano. Now let's be silly. Let's see what we can do. Vibrato, depth. Let's give it some extra vibrato. That's nice. A little bit more speed. Vibrato rate. Let's speed that up. There we go. Now, if I was my friend with his keyboard, what could we call that? If we created that keyboard and we created that sound, what could we call it? A space piano. Or angelic piano. And it's just an ordinary piano, and we've used the special things that we can do using the screen. We've used some special things. Now we could save that into one of the memories. Flash, 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 hold the memory, and now it's captured. Angelic piano. Let's do another one. Let's go back to the ordinary piano. Right, ordinary grand piano again. Back to the ordinary one. Let's go right ahead, down, down, and push, 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 until it comes on to cut frequency. Let's go the opposite way. Cut frequency. Let's alter it. Let's hear it. I want you to hear it change from the ordinary grand piano. Let's take it to the right. Take it clockwise. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that. Now, what can we do with that? Let's go back to the side. We can first of all put a little bit more release on to make it a bit more honky-tonky. A bit longer, 84. So the sustain. That's quite nice. And now we'll use the item page to go down. The little cursor moves down. Decay, that can give it a little bit longer, less time to decay. That's better. Oh no, a bit shorter. We'll make that shorter. That's it. Don't need to touch that. Don't need to mess with that. Leave that one alone. Attack. We'll give it a bit more attack. Yeah, that's nice. Like the old hammers on a honky-tonk piano, we've taken some of the felt off there and made it a little bit brighter, the hammers. We could mess about with the octave. We could take it up an octave maybe. That's quite nice. And we can detune it. Let's take the tuning down, making it flat, making it old-fashioned. What can we call that? On our keyboard we could call that a jingle jangle piano. There we are. So program that one in and we have a jingle jango piano. We're building them up. There's loads and loads. There are dozens and dozens of pianos that we can do. Let's go back to our original piano, grand piano, and we'll do just one more. Right, this time we'll add to the release a little bit, give it a little bit more sustain. Push, push, push. Let's use the plus. Ah, that's nice. And now what we can do, let's take it down one octave. So now I've used the item page plus and minus to take it onto the octave, which I'm going to take down an octave. Begin the begin-ish. Give that a little bit more attack if you like, that'd be nice. Now we could have saved that one and we could have called it a full size grand. There we go, a full size grand. I'm not satisfied with that. Let's do a different one. Let's alter the piano now. We're going to bring in the second voice, alter it to a piano. So now we've got two grand pianos. We've got one that we've taken down an octave. And now this one. Let's take this one, because we're talking now, to upper voice 2. So we've got two grand pianos, one that I've just taken down an octave, and now let's take this grand piano up an octave. Give it a little bit, not so much release on that, because it's a smaller string, it's a shorter string, because we're taking it as if the pianist is playing like that. But those strings, they're shorter, the top ones, the top string, so that's going to cut off a little bit sooner. And while we're on the subject of that, let's adjust the panning. This is where the panning comes into its own. That's panned in the middle at the moment. Let's pan the top string to the right, because that's where the little strings are. And now the deep string, we'll pan it a little bit to the left. Let's go on to that one. Pan, pan, pan. There we go. Take it about 10. You'll hear it change. Have some strings on the lower keyboard. So we've got two pianos. One piano is an octave high, and the other piano, would you believe, is an octave low. So it's like the pianist playing not one, but two octaves apart. But we can do this with just the one hand, and now what can we call that? We'll call that two octave apart pianos, 2 octaves apart, and we can program that one in. There we go. Save it into a preset, and now we've built up 4 pianos while you've been watching. There we go. So you see, with this versatile little instrument, you can create your own sounds. All you need is the screen and a little bit of what we've been doing today. Watch the video again, see what I've been doing, and create dozens of pianos. And my golly, when you've created your own, you feel really proud of the sounds, because they're your sounds. Thanks for watching. Lots more hints and tips soon.